5 springs, because this bridge is a piece of work. Chin hair or not. The pickup spacing was correct, but they were installed incorrectly. One of the pots was broken, so that wouldn't work, right? The bridge was not adjustable within the range of the neck, or even the new neck, for instance. So these saddles had to be used because they're taller. They're not just a piece of folded metal, and you can run the set screws down lower into it and still have some thread for it to sit on. This is a Fender Strat from the late 90s, so this is a replacement neck. WD. Costs more than the guitar. So after about, I don't know, half a day's work of pulling and putting and measuring and pulling and putting and changing and putting and pulling and putting and just a little bit of everything, this is now actually quite nice. You gotta really like something to put this kind of work into it. Tuning stability heaven. That's what that looks like. It just would not work. But I do have a couple holes here, whatever. And the neck was cracked. So before you shit your pants, it's already been broken. And somebody did all this and glued an eyeball to here, which, you know, the all-seeing eye had to go. But this is what the case looks like. Keep like a tank casing in here, I think. Close it, you know. Problem is a jazz cat with a cat on this, so I gotta get this cleaned out a little bit. Look, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. No, I get it, I know. No, I get it. Oh, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I totally get it. But it's going down. Has this. Well, it had that. Screw mod. Cast T-bar. Brass cam. Bearings were shot. New bearings. Somebody really cranked those down, crushed them. Rollers are all in good shape. And it's got a riser here. I'm not sure if this is factory. It's cut pretty well, considering. I could see this being gilled. Has a little bit of a gilled quality to it. You know, that kind of beret thing, you know, beret, fretless. You wouldn't understand, there's only 400 of these. So from the top, this thing came down with Pac-Man fever. And it had a pocket full of quarters and it was headed to the arcade. Now it's, that's gone away. It go away. The people who come to the show go away. That's gone. Pac-Man is gone. Pinky, Blinky, Nod, all that. Maple neck. See, the neck is a different wood type from the body. It chisels the same, though. If you take a chisel and you just start hawking at this, it chisels the same. There was a slant in here, and that's why they did that. And then they wanted a third knob, so they beat the hell out of this with a chisel and then glued a piece of door stopper in there, looks like. So this will, like, 95% get covered up by the original pickguard. So I'm not tripping about that. There'll be an extra hole here and stuff, but I think for a guitar like this, it's worth restoring. It's pretty rare. The bridge is original. Have the original truss rod cover. String lock. Again, this might not play ball. The black one I have, for whatever reason, the planets aligned and it works okay. The Sunburst one does just, it was just a little off, just somewhere. Yeah, so we're gonna put the bridge back on here. The reason for that plate is to kind of alleviate some of the height you need out of the saddles here. If you run these things up in the air like they're vertical, you got issues. And then, heaven forbid, with the string tension and a little bit of extra meat hand there, say, that thing will drop. Anyways, that's on. That was already clean, good to go. Let's throw the lock on here. Skills for days, dude. This battery door is pretty handy, so we're gonna need a battery clip, which I have, and we're gonna need a new jack. You ever just wake up one day and you're like, damn, the strap just is not sitting on my shoulder. I should put it right. Wait. No, I shouldn't. I'll put it back. That's what happens. In case you ever get the, it needs to be right there. I bet this thing went thunk, fell right down. 197 out of 400. Now, I do say I like that metal on there. That'll help with grounding the switch. This is from Chandler. It's supposed to be a direct drop-in. And it doesn't actually line up with the holes. Some of them. I can get it on these ones. Like there. Maybe. As expected here, it does cover up about 90% of the damage. There's a hole on each side of the bridge. A little bit of paint here sticking up. And then there's a hole up here from the extra. Now there's a couple where there aren't holes. Maybe I could go out in the yard there and get some more mulch pieces and glue those in and just screw to those. Seems to work okay. But I don't have Pac-Man fever. Yesterday at practice, I'm like, something's weird. I don't know, all the high end's missing from my guitar. It just happens. Do I need to say it more clear? I think the only way I can say it more clear is like this. Just one of them days. Here's where the parts come from. 10 knobs and 1 data wheel. I'm in. Also, this has already been apart and it's a firewire device, so highly likely somebody plugged this in after it was turned on and blew it up anyways. Rest of them feel okay. I bet that's the only one. I don't have a missed call from anybody. It's 95 missed calls.
I don't know what that is.
How and as it happens. You get it this far along and then you find out something's wrong. This plate's not tall enough. Because when you you can't get the rollers high enough in the air, so we gotta build a bigger plate there underneath it. Aftermarket pickguard is pretty good. It's a little boogied here, but eh. Cooked. Cinematic mode. Had to.